Hi, this is the video review for Transformers Hunt for the Decepticons Voyager Battle Blades Optimus Prime. Battle Blades. Yeah. As you can see, looking at it, you can tell that the Voyager vehicle mode model has changed. It looks a lot more like the leader and a lot more accurate to the screen, which is neat and all. And then it's even more amazing when you realize that, like, here's Deluxe Starscream. That's how small this thing is. They got a lot of the design of the leader into a figure that is that small. So there you go. Did I say Leader Starscream? Classic Starscream. Anyway, just for a size comparison, there on the truck. And there's not really a whole lot to go over. It's basically it's essentially the same truck mode as the leader. There's no electronics, obviously, but other than that, it's a very nice little representation. Obviously, missing some paint apps. The flames up on top of the truck are missing. I wish I had the other Voyager Prime. It's a little smaller in truck mode than the original Voyager Prime. It's just a little smaller overall than the original Voyager Prime, but still very nice. Transformation is different, but for the most part, has some differences. But for the most part, it's very similar to the leader class figure. And didn't mean to pull it off, but we'll get to that feature. That's not a part that pops off. That is a removable part, and we'll get to that feature later on. We're going to come up here and start by separating the grill from the front of the truck and lifting this whole assembly up. And there you can see the extended legs. You can go ahead and flip the toes of his feet down. Separate the legs. You can go ahead and rotate the tires. I like the tires. They give you a little bit more room to rotate back here. Rotate those back. You can hear Niblet running around like at the house like a mad woman in the background. But anyway, just rotate these up. Plug them in. Bring this piece back. And then again, the shin guards flip out a little bit, just like on the leader. Kind of angle out. Come back here. On the back here, these pieces they pop up. They're on little joints here. They pop up and then rotate around like that. Again, pop it up, rotate it around like that. And then this whole, I want you to straighten this out, this whole assembly rotates around like that. Now we're just going to leave that there for right now. We come up here, and you want to, now the hinge for these side pieces do come loose, but the hinge is actually back here. They don't flip up, just like hinge right here like they do on the leader. The hinge is back here, you slide them out, and then you can take them, rotate them here until they snap, and then there's a little slot on the inside of the hinge here. It's kind of hard to see at the angle, but it tabs onto this peg on top of the truck. Go ahead and fold that down. And then again, here. Rotate down. And peg on the top of the truck. And that's all there's to that. When you rotate these, you do kind of want to try to rotate them right there where they meet these smokestacks, right there where it meets the trailer, because this is not soft rubbery plastic. It's just soft plastic, and the stress from pushing up here, if it gets stuck at all, it'll snap this right off, right here. So you always want to try to move these from as close to the pivot as possible. Just a word of the warning. I started to move this one a little bit and it bent more than I would have liked, and I got no stress marks. It may have just been because it was still warm from being out in the sun from in the mail truck all day, but yeah, kind of scary. You don't want to risk snapping these off. And we just bring the waist up, snap it in there just like that, and then this piece folds up and pegs into the back of the truck there. And then this piece comes up. You have to do a little bit of fiddling to get it up high enough here. But you want to bring this up and over, put over the gray pieces, and then there's two little tabs here on the back of this thing that peg into a couple of those slots right back here. And that pegs the whole back assembly into place. Raise the camera up a little bit here. So there we have them so far. And then you want to separate out the arms and bring them down like this. Then you want to open up these panels right here, flip out the fists, and close those down. And again, flip out the fist, close those down. You can bring the blades are not spring loaded. You can just move them out of the way. Rotate this piece to the outside of the arm, and then rotate it up like that. Things are, you really have to kind of fiddle with these things to get them all straight. There you go. And then same here. Helps to get these down out of the way just while you mess with this. These are kind of a soft rubbery plastic, and they are just fitted over this little blue nub. So you can, if you want, just pop those right off. You're left with the blue nub. I don't recommend doing it too often because, again, this is a very soft plastic and could conceivably tear out. Here, I'll show you. You can pop it off, and it just leaves a blue nub behind. And you can put those to the side and leave them wherever you want. You don't have to have them on to transform them at all. So your call if you want the blades on or not. But since they are the soft kind of plastic, you don't have to fold them all the way up, so you get a little bit more flexibility in how they pose. They don't limit the arm articulation as much as the ones on the leader do. Long story short. And once you get that done, this whole upper body here pops back a little bit on his head. His head can be a little bit of a pain to get out here. What I've been doing is I've just been taking this pen and just kind of reaching in and popping his head out a little bit. And once you get it past a certain point, it's really easy to get in there and pop it out. And then you've got his head up, and you can do this at any time. When you pull this, you pull the chest piece forward, and you can see the matrix pops up from inside the body. Just like that. Now that's the only way to get it to show. The matrix is removable. You can take it off. It's about in scale with 3 3/4 inch figures. Actually, hold on just a second. You can see. I took a picture of this on Twitter, but you can see it's hollow on the back. So if you want, you could have a like a G.I. Joe scale figure hold the matrix, which is kind of neat. But yeah, matrix in the chest. We'll go ahead and put that back on. I'll fold that back down. And once you get this done, you want to reach up under here and flip this gray piece down, and that's going to bring this whole thing forward again, and then that's going to come down here and peg in. And once you push that back up, and that's going to peg right behind the red there. You just snap it in. Takes a little bit of doing, but you can do it. Just finding the right angle. It's tough, but there you go. And that just pegs right in there. And you want to come up here and bring the windows up and forward. Again, the windows here, up and forward. And then these pieces come down and attach onto the chest. And there is actually there's a small tab back here, right under the exhaust pipe, that's going to peg into a slot here on the shoulder. You have to push a little bit to get it up over, but it will tab on and more or less lock this armor in place. Too much at force out here will unpeg it fairly easily, but it does actually snap in place there. And I'll just do the same over here until it clicks. And there you have Optimus Prime in robot mode. Again, we'll go ahead and fold up his blade there. Like I say, he does have the blades that flip out, which is nice. Also, the wheels, you can leave them here on the legs. You might want to go ahead and just unpeg them right here and just rotate them back just a little bit, because unpegging it from there does allow you the mid-thigh swivel, which doesn't really work if you leave it pegged into the wheel assembly here. This gold plastic is actually it's kind of a soft gold plastic, like a rubbery type of gold plastic, so I don't know, and it's not sparkly or anything, so I don't think it's going to have the same problems as your standard gold plastic syndrome. I don't think it's anything that's you have to worry about falling apart, because it seems like it's a different material than the gold plastic of the past, but again, there is gold plastic, so, word of caution. Oh, the visors do also unpeg and angle up, just like on the leader. So yeah, I mean, it's a very nice representation of movie Optimus Prime, with some minor differences. He does stand fairly well, fairly solid. It's not as super detailed as the leader version, but it's a Voyager. What do you expect? I would have liked it maybe if there were a little bit more of an option to keep these things up and get out of the way, but with the way these arm flaps work, they're actually, it's not quite as big of an issue to have the sword stowed on this version as as on the regular version. He's got plenty of articulation. His head turns. He's got the full range of movement of the shoulders, bicep swivel, a hinged elbow. The wrists don't have any posability, but what can you do? Also, these shields are just kind of pegged on to the... oh, they actually slide up. Here we go. Forgot to show that. You slide them up, so you can get those out of the way as well. I'm going to have to find out what that kid is doing. I don't know if you hear the crashing in the background, but something is clearly being thrown in the living room. So we'll investigate that in just a moment. But anyway, there he is. But again, the sliding thing, it's just a tiny little kind of peg joint. You could pop these shields off if you don't like them, but they do look a lot better when you flip them up like that. He does have some backpack kibble. It's a little bit more there than on the leader, just because these panels on the leader, they kind of flipped back and then split in half and folded up, whereas on the back of him, they're just the whole panel. But it's not bad. We'll get a quick comparison here, just to the back of the leader, to show you that there's really not a whole lot of extra. No, it's comparable to what the leader had. So yeah, I'll go in there. Let's get a front shot of both of them together. So you can see, I mean, it's a very nice, smaller version of leader Optimus Prime. It's more screen accurate, and if you're on a budget and you want all the fun of leader Prime but don't have the money to buy the full version, the Voyager is available, and it's very nice. If you want the best movie Prime available, that really is so far. If you like movie Prime, this really is the best. The leader here is the best version that they have put out, and this isn't going to supplant him in coolness factor or anything, but this still is a very nice figure. Some minor flaws, like I said, is that it's possible that all this gold plastic that's used on practically every joint you know, I don't see any reason for it to suffer from the breakable. Alrighty, cut off there. But yeah, the gold plastic is conceivably could break, but I just don't see that happening. It seems like it's a different material. That's all I was saying when I got cut off. I'm not exactly sure where the camera cut me off, but it was somewhere in that little spiel. Again, he's got a little bit bigger back kibble than the leader, and it's really only a big deal if you look at him from the back. It's not so bad from the front. If you're really paying attention and looking for it, you can see it. It's a little bit of an eyesore, so something to look out for. One of the other minor complaint, and it is a minor complaint, is that these shoulder pieces don't tab on quite as. I mean, the whole upper chest area doesn't tab together quite as solidly as on the leader. So, you know, moving, you can just see I just did it right there. It doesn't take much pressure. You kind of want to have to push in on the shoulder while you're moving it up and down. This one seems to hold in a little better, and maybe that's just a quality control thing. But it doesn't take a whole lot of downward pressure to pop the shoulder off the joint. So maybe a little bit better engineering there. Although, like I said, this side holds, so maybe that's just a QC thing, and it will vary from figure to figure. And of course, the soft bendy blades, which kind of warp if you want to have them in a position that doesn't really hinder elbow articulation without having them deployed. Now, the other feature I haven't mentioned yet is that you can, in fact, pop both of these gas tanks off the back here, which one helps reduce some of the kibble in the back, but then you flip them out, and he actually has a couple of, I think it's this side, a couple of actual guns. So he's honestly, in that respect, he's even better than Buster Prime, in that he has his swords, and on top of that, he has two guns made out of the gas tanks instead of just the one that you got with Buster Prime. So he's got, with the exception of the battle hooks, and I think I read somewhere, and maybe I'm wrong on this, but I thought I read somewhere that the Japanese version of this Voyager Prime was going to have the hooks from the forest scene instead of these blades. So that might be a variant worth hunting down. But yeah, very cool. It's a very nice figure. I think this one was definitely worth the retail price. Pick it up when you see it. It's not without its flaws, but for the size and the detail, a huge improvement over the previous Voyager figure, and very, very cool. So that's the review for Hunt for the Decepticons, Battle Blades Voyager Optimus Prime. And just as an aside, I got the new Red Rampage was thrown into the package as a little freebie. This is not the same mold as the yellow Rampage that came in the Devastator combiner, and not really worth it. Not even really worth getting it for free. It's don't waste your money on it, because basically here's the transformation. You pull out the arms, and then you flip down this leg, and that's it. There you go. He's got a weird jackhammer mode that does not balance at all. I've tried this for hours. You can almost balance, but not quite. The arms don't even have any capability to rotate forward. This is all they do. You can't actually split these into legs. There we go. But again, it does not do anything for stability or allow him to stand. It's just the design is just too off for that. Even if you found a balance point, it's going to be with him looking straight down at the ground. Oh, look! I think I did it. Oh, did I? I thought I had a balance point there for. Oh, there we go. But as you can see, if you want him to stare down at his feet, boom, there you go. But yeah. So maybe you know, I'm not gonna like send him back or anything, but yeah, don't pay money for this. It's not a very good figure. Voyager Optimus Prime, however, right here, totally worth your money. Not without some minor flaws, but nothing that kills the figure. Definitely worth the Voyager price for this guy. So pick him up. Hunt for the Decepticons, Battle Blades Prime. Bonus times! Here he is just real quick with Deluxe Ratchet and Ironhide. I just wanted to show him with all the downscaled figures since I forgot to do a size comparison. There he is right there. And again, just another standard size comparison. There he is in robot mode with Deluxe Starscream side by side. Want to say hi? Say hi.
Hi.
Say bye-bye.